Welcome to my workshop. You are watching Casual DIY channel, and in today's video I'm going to be checking out some new interesting tools. Now, a few weeks ago Temu actually reached out to me and asked if I wanted to collaborate with them and check out what they've got. Now, in the past I've actually did order some stuff from their website, mainly for kitchen and household, and I had no issues, to be absolutely honest with you. So I said, yeah, let's check out if there are any hidden gems in that store, that tools that could help you out and won't break the bank. In total, I've chosen 5 tools. However, in today's video, you're only going to see 2, mainly the router plane and a T-ruler that has got a few interesting options. The other 3 will be for a separate video. And the reason for that is basically I want to spend as much time as I can with these items to show you on the video what they are, the quality of them, how they perform, what they do, how to use them and all that. Okay, so you can make an educated purchase. Yeah, you're gonna have some absolutely brilliant deals on these tools on Temu. That's certain. However, money is money and you definitely don't want to waste it. And talking about money, as I am partnered with Temu, I've got actually some special deals for you as well. So if you download the Temu app through the link that's down below in the description of this video or in the pinned comment, you will get $100 or €100 coupon bundle on your shopping. However, if you already got the application, or maybe you're doing your shopping on the Temu's website, then I've got a special code for you that you need to search in the search engine of the app or online. That will give you the $100 or euros coupon bundle, and the code is DPT3334. Just search for it, claim it, and there you go. You can have additional funds for your shopping on Temu. Right, so let's check out what I've chosen. I've got 2 products over here, and as you can see, that's how they came in. So the packaging is quite basic, it's quite cheap. Hopefully the quality of the products is better than the packaging. But hey, everything came in intact by the looks of things. So let's check out the first box. All right, let's have a look at the first product, and in this case, it's a router plane. So that's how it's packaged. On top you've got an Allen key, and that is for releasing the blade from the bottom. Okay, you've got a screw, Allen key to remove that, and then you can sharpen that quite easily, so you don't have to take apart the whole thing. Quite easy to actually remove the blade. As we are looking at the bottom, let's have a look at the quality of it, i.e. if it's dead on straight and flat. As you can see, no gaps at all. Beautiful. No issues at all. So the base itself, nice, true and flat. How about the size of the base? Well, let's quickly have a look. We've got 12 centimeters wide and 7 centimeters deep. So it's definitely not the biggest router plane. However, it's not the smallest one as well. Somewhere in the middle. And that's actually quite convenient, because with this you will tackle most of the jobs. Now the whole thing is made from cast aluminium, and obviously that middle part is steel, and you've got a brass screw adjustment knob just over here. The knobs themselves, on photos I thought they were made from wood, but actually these are from aluminium as well. Nicely done, quite heavy, and as you can see, painted all over. So that's quite decent. In the middle section just over here, I hope you're going to be able to see it. Actually, you do have a scale going from 0 millimeters right up to 25. So in theory, that would be your maximum depth, 25 millimeters. But where it comes to practice, we'll have a look in a second how deep this will actually go. Now at the back of the router plane you do have this locking mechanism, so you need to undo it to be able to shift up and down the blade itself with the brass knob, just like so. Okay, and as you can see, it's going down. Right, that's the maximum it will go. Let's have a look. was the tip of it. Well, I can see about 27 millimeters. So the scales are more or less correct, going up to 25 millimeters. That's the depth you can achieve with this router plane. Now overall, this actually looks pretty decent, to be fair. The quality of everything seems to be very good. There's no blemishes on the paintwork, and the blade itself is actually quite sharp. However, as with any other blades, it's there to be sharpened, okay? But I'm actually going to try it out without sharpening it before, just as it is out of the box. We'll see how it's going to perform. Now, for the money so far, I think that's a quite good deal. And especially on Temu, when you get those coupon bundles, you can get this for absolute pennies. If you are new to woodworking and you're not sure what to use this for, well, it's absolutely perfect if you're doing half lap joints, grooves, dados, tenons, just to clean out the edges. This will be absolutely perfect. So let's try it out and see how good or bad it actually performs. Let's jump into my miter saw station, and I'm gonna cut one part of a half lap joint. Right, my workpiece is clamped down. Let's just remove the biggest parts of it here. Right, we'll see if we can remove those larger pieces as well. So what you need to do now is to establish the depth of your router plane. Again, unlock the lever and lower the blade down. I'm actually going to go to these larger pieces over here to remove them first, and then I'm just going to lower it down and remove layer by layer. Lock it in place. No issues whatsoever. How the blade is designed, the foot over here, you can get right into the corner over here to have a nice and smooth surface, and just to remove all the waste that needs to be gone. Very, very nice and accurate. And there you go, we've got nice, uniform and flat surface in a matter of few seconds. Now these type of tools can be actually very, very expensive, and if you're starting your adventure with woodworking, you may not want to spend a fortune on one single smallish tool. Yeah, it will be very handy, but you know, sometimes budget is the key. Let's check out the second tool. The next tool I want to show you on a face value is just a T-square, and we'll see how accurate it is in a second. But also it does have some really cool options. For example, you can use that as a drilling guide or a positioning and scoring ruler. Let's have a look at it and see how good or bad and accurate it really is. Now in theory, this is supposed to be a very precise tool. However, as you can see, it does come with a separate foot that you need to install at the end. Setups like these do worry me a little bit, as there is plenty of room for error, and if something needs to be precise, in my opinion, it has to be casted as one piece to make sure it is accurate. But let's have a look if it is actually accurate or not. So that's the foot, that's the T part, and we've got all the screws and additional accessories for it just over here. Right, so let's put it together, let's have a look. I have to say, it's a nice fit. There's actually, I think, no movement. So, okay, hopes are high. Let's check it out. So, of course, in the set, you do get the screws and a key to put everything together. Now, in this set, you also get 6 guide bushings, 2 for each size. So, you've got 6mm, 8mm and 10mm, and they go right in the middle here. They just screw on just like so, and as you can see, the middle of this T-ruler is empty. You do have these brass knobs you can undo, and now you can shift this to the exact location where you need to drill the hole. But we'll have a look at that in a second. However, before we're going to delve into the options that this tool gives us, let's have a look at the very basic. Well, if it's actually square. At the T-ruler, just at the bottom, you have got a nice lip so you can put the T-ruler against your material, against piece of work. However, the thickness of this is about 7 millimeters. So if you're going to be working with materials that are thinner than 7 millimeters, well, you then have to move your material over the edge of your work table, for example, so this doesn't lift up on you. However, in my case, my material is a little bit thicker, so the easiest way to check if your square or your T-ruler, anything like that, is square, we're gonna draw a line on one edge. Okay, and then we're gonna shift it over and draw another line next to it on the other edge. And basically, if there are any discrepancies along both of these lines, i.e. they're getting closer to each other or anything like that, then that means the T-square is not square. If the gap remains consistent across the whole length, well, there's no issues and your square is square. And in this case, I think I can see across the whole length is absolutely fine. And I think the results are quite good. Can't see any major discrepancies over here along the line. So that's not bad going at all. And remember, this is from two parts, okay? You've got the T-shape and then the ruler. If there are any discrepancies, have a look at those screws, okay? I never trust those types of setups where you have to put them together yourself. I do prefer when my squares or T-squares are actually made from one piece rather than two, as then, you know, there's always a bit of room for error. Maybe over time these will get loose, I'm not sure. Time will tell how this will perform. However, out of the box, you know, I've put it together, no issues at all. Everything seems to be fitting all right, and the accuracy is fine as well. But definitely, before you use that, check it for squareness. First of all, let's have a look on the markings of this T-ruler, as it is important if it's visible. And as you can see on the edges over here, nice and clean visible markings. This one is in centimeters, the other one is in inches. However, to be absolutely honest with you, I would prefer to have centimeters on both sides, as sometimes you need to use both sides at the same scale and just have another option, one for imperial, one for metric. But hey, that's the way it is. On top of it, I hope you're going to be able to see this, right in the middle, when we've got these movable parts in the middle, they actually do have their own scales. You do have that sharp notch just over here to indicate where you are exactly if you need a precise location of your hole. And that's actually quite handy, to be fair. If you want to have a hole at 70 millimeters, there you go up to there, 70 millimeters marking, and you can be assured that that will be the distance from the edge of your board. So that's quite handy. On top of it, you actually got two of them. So again, if you are working on cabinetry and sometimes you need to have multiple holes in your cabinet, well, this is quite a good and solid option there to guide you correctly. I want to show you one more feature that this T-ruler has. Right in the middle here, you got some openings in both of these parts, okay? So that's the location for your pencil that can go in there and just make a marking along the board. So let's say I want to have a line going across my board at 50 millimeters, okay? And that's one of the downsides of this setup, as that's the lowest position it will go, and the lowest mark you can do is 40 millimeters from the edge. In the same way, when it comes to drilling a hole, the closest you're gonna get is 10 millimeters. So you have to be aware of that. However, let's say, for example, I want to draw a line that's at 70 millimeters. So I set it up 70 millimeters, and this is nice and stable. It's not shifting, it's not gonna go anywhere when you do it up. So let's have a look. Put my pencil in. No issues at all. I've got the line sorted. Maybe I want to have one at 100 millimeters. And as you can see, no major issues in producing nice and clear lines. However, the lead in my pencil is 0.7 millimeters. Not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but this hole there is actually quite large, and I did measure it. That hole there, it's 2 millimeters. Okay, so you will have a bit of wiggle room over there, well, between 2 millimeters, depending how thick your lead is. So this will not be ultra precise. It will be precise enough for general purpose, but you know, it's not going to be super accurate. Again, I just want to make sure you are aware of that before you make the purchase. Okay, now let's check the accuracy of the drilling option, okay, of these little middle movable parts with the guide bushings. Okay, I've got 6 millimeter guide bushes installed, and let's say I want to have 2 holes in that, one at the distance of 10 centimeters and another one at the distance of 15. Now I'm actually not going to be using that to measure this, as I do want to check the accuracy of this, and I do have a square that I know it's square as I've tested it before. So let's mark up first of all 10 centimeters and then 15. And on our fancy T-ruler, I'm going to set these up to 10 centimeters and to 15 centimeters. Okay, thanks to this, it's actually very easy to establish the position of these. No issues at all. Now this setup will work even better if you do have a drill bit with a stop collar, making sure you're going to drill at the right depth as well. So let's give it a go. Right, let's check out the results. I think we are bob on the money over here, guys. Nice and simple. And there you have it, guys. Quite an interesting T-ruler with some additional options. Now, will be this as accurate as Woodpeckers? No, it's not. The only thing that it has from Woodpeckers is the red collar. Don't expect it to be ultra precise. It's a budget tool. However, for general purpose, I think this will be quite handy, especially with the guide bushings for drilling. You know, we can clamp this down to your cabinet, to a wall or a side or anything like that, and pre-drill your holes quite accurately. On top of it, for example, if in your drawer you want to install some handles, well, you can set up the distance, butt it against the edge or the top of your drawer, and drill the holes very accurately. So from that perspective, it's a very versatile and simplistic tool to use. So far I had no issues with it. As you can see, it's quite accurate. Time will tell if this joint will come on loose. As you know, not a fan of setups like these, but hey, if anything goes wrong with it in the future, I will let you know. And there you go, 2 tools from Temu that I've picked up for today's tests. So far they seem to be a decent quality, especially when you consider the price of those. And hey, just a reminder, if you are thinking about buying these 2 tools or just trying Temu at all for anything else, there's a link to the app in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. If you use that link, you will get €100 or $100 worth of coupon bundles. So, you know, go and have a look. It's always better to have a little bit more for your shopping than less, isn't it? And obviously, if you already got the app or using the website version, then I do have the code. Write it down somewhere, DPT3334. you can search that and apply that bundle to your shopping as well. However, not all the tools on Temu will be brilliant quality and actually worth your while and worth your money. These two, so far, I can recommend them to you. They're not top of the spec, top of the range, but for the money, actually, they're pretty decent. And if you're starting woodworking, well, you definitely don't want to spend a fortune on your first tools just to try them out. For these, they are solid, good enough for normal general purpose woodworking. Now, before you actually go, I do have a full playlist of tool reviews and my woodworking projects, so you could be interested in those. Click on them and maybe you'll find your next video to watch. But for today, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.